Hello and welcome back to another episode of the program. We missed a week. We had things to do, but we're back now. We've got a couple of we've got a couple of interesting things to talk about. Google Stadia dying and PlayStation Stars launching, both on the same day. The announcements were made. The first topic of the day, Google has announced on Thursday the 29th that they will be shutting down Stadia. In case you didn't know, Stadia is their cloud streaming, cloud gaming
Yeah,
service that they launched in 2019 or 2020. I want to say maybe 2019. So it's been 3 years.
I think the police are after you for talking Google Stadia. Like they're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You
exactly.
can't mention it online now.
I'll see if I can like do some
No,
noise
leave it.
suppression
Leave it.
thing to that. Yeah.
No, leave it. It's funny. But yeah, it's not a surprise to be honest. Like hearing this news, I'm just surprised it happened this sooner than later. Like only 2 years. Like how long has it been out for? Like
3 years. If it came out
3 years.
2019, yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's
crazy.
also not surprising. I mean, we got a glimpse of this happening when they shut down their in-house studios back in February of this year.
That's right. Yeah.
So again, like even back then, it was even more shocking because there was no precedent. Nothing else has happened like that. There might have been people that left and came, but they shut down the studios just like 2 years into it. Uh, and I think a lot of people were guessing that maybe they're gonna like just shut down Stadia altogether, but maybe nobody would have thought that this would have happened so soon. And it was a surprise to everybody, including developers, like from third party
Especially yeah.
studios. Yeah, that were working on Stadia games. So a lot of them found out from the news.
Same time as
It's not
us. Yeah.
like, yeah, same time as us, same time as every other person. It wasn't like there was an email that was sent out to their partners and like informing them that, we're shutting down the studio or we're shutting down the program, whatever game you're working on. It's useless now because there's no platform anymore. There were some examples. So, Old Skull, the studio Old Skull, I don't know where they're from, but they were set to launch the game Luxor Evolved on November
Hmm.
1st. And Pixel Games was onboarded to the platform 2 hours before the announcement came out.
That's
So it
crazy.
seems like within Google, there was like the separation of, like, even I'm assuming people inside Google, people inside the Stadia program, like the Stadia team, a lot of them didn't even know
I
until it just happened.
They didn't because, if I'm not mistaken, I heard through YouTube channel Spawnwave, which I get most of my news from. Good guy, if you want to follow him on YouTube. He had he went down and found that there was a Twitter account following like Stadia updates, and apparently
Hmm.
like 2 months ago or like around about 2 months ago, there was a leak or there was like a rumor that Stadia was going to shut down soon, and the
Oh,
community
shit.
manager of Stadia replied to that tweet saying no, there's no such thing, we're fine, like, and he was like defending Stadia
I
like
mean,
even the
what
community
else?
manager didn't know.
Yeah, but I mean, even if the community manager knew, what else would he have said? I mean, the
But
obvious thing
still,
is to deny. The real sign that people didn't know is that they were onboarding studios like the same day or the day before the announcement
yeah,
came
it's
out.
crazy.
There was a new SDK 2 days before the announcement. There was a new SDK that was sent out to developers, right?
Hmm.
So that's what, like, these are the real signs that people inside of Stadia did not know. It was obviously like maybe on a C-level thing, like, the chief executive officers or chief operation officer, whatever, like the C-suite people, they probably definitely knew about it. And it was maybe just a few trusted people, and then that's it. They sent out an email to everybody. I saw this mentioned in one of the, I think it was on the WAN show. Somebody told, or sorry, Luke found an email that was sent out to all the employees, like it was at 7 in the morning, and they're like, everybody try your best to make it to this like impromptu meeting at 8:30.
Oh my god.
Right, it wasn't a physical meeting, it was a virtual meeting. So if you can, drop whatever you have, prioritize this meeting. And if you can't, just make sure to check back with your managers after the meeting's over to know what happened.
It's crazy.
So yeah, it was crazy. First day, like first thing in the morning, that's what they talked about.
But like
Um,
they made it sound like it sounds like an emergency meeting for shutting down. Like Google can afford a few days or like a heads up or like a meeting where like, look, we're shutting down. let's discuss an exit plan and do this
Oh, I'm
right.
sure
Like, you know what
they
I
had
mean?
the exit plan discussed already, but
Like,
that's the
it's
thing.
so
They
crazy.
had the exit plan discussed already amongst the higher ups. Now it's just about telling everybody else in the company
Yeah,
what's
but
going to
giving them
happen.
time to process, not like that's it, we're done. Shut the servers off. Let's go.
Oh no, well, no,
That's
no, it's not shutting. Well, so okay, so the servers are going to stay online until January 18th.
true. But the actual storefront, you can't access it right now. So it's like it's done. Like in this,
Well,
in
yeah, I
my
mean, it
mind.
had to happen at some point, right? So I don't see that there's an issue with the urgency of calling them in like that morning, like just first thing in the morning. Let's have this meeting and tell everybody. I mean,
It's
it's better to do it early in the morning so that no community manager goes out and commits to something or no whatever. Like
I
first thing in the
mean,
morning, here's
maybe,
what's
yeah.
happening, and then for the rest of the day, now you know what to do. I'm sure they gave them guidelines and stuff like that. But we have to commend them for something. They did announce that they will be refunding all hardware and software purchases since launch. Not like, oh, anybody that bought anything last month, they'll get
True.
refunded. Apparently,
Like,
since launch, everybody's going to get refunded except for the subscription services. If you paid for like the
right. Yeah.
whatever, like they're not going to refund that. But if you bought any games, like the hardware that you bought, all of that is going to get refunded. But it's still unclear what's going to happen to the developers.
Yeah.
So people that have been
Well,
working for like a couple of years developing a
that's the
game for
problem.
Stadia,
Yeah.
that's time, money, manpower, all that sort of thing. They did come out and say, and I think some developers also like corroborated this, that Google is trying to figure out a way to reimburse them. But we still don't know how or like what the program is going to be like.
That's the real tragedy. Like, okay, obviously the
Yeah.
players or whoever invested in it, but like it's the developers that put years or 2 to 3 years, as you said, since it started to make
Oh
something for
yeah,
this
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly.
big studios like Ubisoft and Bungie, for example, like they have problems now because like they've had, I think those were the most popular games, or like I think Destiny 2, for example, was huge on Stadia at one point.
Mm.
So now, like for those guys and the players, they're looking for ways of like transferring data to other platforms. So that's another
Yes.
problem to look
That's
into.
a really big problem
Yeah,
for, I mean, for players more than the developers, but for players, it's they're the victims here.
yeah,
If
of
you've played
course.
any game that had, that, well, actually, whether it's exclusive or not, like you have a game that you played, you want to retain that game, you want to retain that save data. Now that Stadia is shutting down,
Cross save now,
um,
always.
I'm sure for some games that data is lost
Yeah.
because not every single developer is going to be
Can
working on porting their game over to other
Which is a
platforms,
shame. Yeah, it is a
which is
shame.
a shame, of course. Yeah. So Ubisoft, IO Interactive, and Bungie, they've all come out saying that they're looking into ways to have the players transfer the games into other platforms. But again, we don't know how well that would work. We don't know if there's going to be any limitations, like if the transfer process, gets corrupted somehow or whatever, then the player might lose the data altogether.
Yeah,
So it's still not in the clear, but at least there's that work that's being put
of
into
course. And
making this happen. Another good guy, Google move, or might be a good guy, Google move. We need to see how they respond to this. But a lot of players want their controllers to work universally.
mm,
So it's a very valid point. Like if you have a controller that you like, I don't know. I never really held it, so I don't know how it
yeah,
feels. Did you
same.
ever?
No, no, I've never seen it
Yeah.
in the wild. No.
To me, it doesn't look like it's comfortable, but again, I can't judge the comfort of controller just based on looks
Yeah,
alone.
you definitely can't. No.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm assuming also some people just don't want to throw away working equipment. It does have a Wi-Fi chip, it does have a Bluetooth chip, but they're limited just work on Stadia. So if Google really wants to do good by their customers, they should open up the firmware, either make it open source or just
Mm,
making it open to like be platform agnostic. As long as there's like a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth chip, then you could just connect to it, wirelessly, and then that's fine. I
could be.
think
Yeah.
wired it does work. Somebody online mentioned that wired it works. Like you can hook it up through USB and then it's a working function controller. There might be some missing functionalities from it, but at least the basics are there. So that's that, but not wirelessly.
I feel like, yeah, but like if they're giving the option to give you a refund or whatever, take the refund, get a better controller, and
Oh yeah,
be
yeah, yeah,
done
yeah,
with it.
100%.
Be
Yeah,
done
yeah,
with it, guys. That's
yeah, yeah. Get yourself, I don't know, the Xbox
any other
controller
controller. Sense, yeah.
the dual sense controller. 8-bit Do is like, it's got a following. Apparently the controllers are really good. So there are options out there.
Better
But I don't
options.
know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah. Maybe there's something really good about the Stadia controller. I haven't heard
Sure,
anything, but
sure.
maybe
We'll give
perhaps,
them that benefit of the doubt. Sure.
yeah. Yeah. But anyways, that's that for this topic. Food. Tell us about the next one, please.
I think it's a bit better than well, is it a better topic? It's a
It
topic
is. I
that
mean,
released on the same day, so that was
yes.
fun.
Yeah.
So it's the PlayStation Stars reward program. We have actually a bit more information on it, and I would like to talk about it right now. 1 second, sorry, my phone just went off.
All right.
Okay, so now, so Sony released a blog post which details when they're rolling out the rewards program. It's already released in Asia or some parts of Asia, I think, on September 29th. So if you're there, you can sign up to it now. North and South America are getting the program on October 5th, which is a few days from now. Europe and Australia and New Zealand will be getting it on October 13th. And that's when I actually can try it myself and like tell you about the program itself, because like my PlayStation Store is tethered to the Australian one. So most people know it's a free to join program, and you don't need a PlayStation Plus membership. However, if you do have a PlayStation Plus membership, they detail that you get more points for buying games or something
And
like that.
some perks and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and currently it's only limited to the app, the PlayStation app on iOS and on Android. And they plan on releasing it to other devices, which
You
means
can also do it. You can also, through the website, you can still
through
access
the
it.
website too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, that's right. And they'll plan to obviously go to the consoles like at a later date. So basically, you just earn rewards and loyalty points and digital collectibles, which we've detailed before. But finally, if you want to show off the screen, we have an image of some of the digital collectibles from the Asian or the Japanese PlayStation Stars app. And it's exactly as they said. It's like you have a display case, and it's like you have individual digital collectibles that you just put in the display case. And they finally showed off how much some of them, at least, are going to cost, which is around 200 points from the looks of it, 200 PlayStation Star points. And from what I can see, it ranges from Ape Escape, or they released a list. Hang on. I think it was Ape Escape. You can get the PlayStation Pocket digital piece and something else. I can't remember. 1 second.
So
Here we go.
I have the list here. So
Yeah.
every member will receive the Star Gazer telescope at
That's it.
launch, and then Punto and Ape Escape 2, Pocket Station, Toro, and Kuro celebrating. All of these will be available for you to earn at launch, as
Right.
well as some more. So yeah.
Yeah, but a note on that: the Turo and Kuro are locked usually to the Japanese website. So I'm sure for the American or everywhere else, they're gonna have different celebrities. Yeah, or different mascots for sure. So also, the points can be redeemed, and we mentioned this before, for actual PSN wallet funds and PlayStation Store products, which could mean DLC, could mean other things.
I don't
We'll
think
have
we
to wait
mentioned
and
this last time, because the only piece
Oh,
of
we
information
didn't?
that we have. No. I mean,
Oh, sorry.
that's the weird thing. Okay, let me take us through the timeline. When we talked
hang
about
on.
it, yeah.
Yeah. No, take me through the timeline, then I'll
Okay,
read
when we talked about it last time, like I even had a big rant about how stupid it is that the loyalty program only rewards you with digital collectibles, right?
Right.
And like, look at Xbox, what they're doing with the reward system. Look at Nintendo, what they're doing with the reward system. You can get discounts, you can get merch, you could, like, there's a lot of these things they could do. But they never highlighted that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm glad that there's a point system, and you can get, like, you can refund your PSN wallet. You can, like, buy games at a discount. You could do all that. But why not highlight that to begin with? Like, why focus on the collectibles?
So let me reiterate. So let's start again. So what they've highlighted now is that, or they didn't highlight before in their blog post, is that now you actually use the points to redeem PSN wallet funds, exclusive digital collectibles, and PlayStation Store products, which, like we discussed offline, that why didn't they highlight this in the blog post? Like, this should be first and foremost part of the loyalty
I'm not
program.
talking about the blog post that came out a couple of days ago. I'm talking about when they announced
Yeah,
the Stars program. Yeah,
I'm
because
with
there was
I'm
even
with
a
you.
video.
What else? So also there will also be new, and you can earn new and regular ultra rare collectibles or digital collectibles, and apparently they'll do something fun to collect them as we go along. We have to wait and see. And they reconfirmed or reiterated that the collectibles will not leverage blockchain technology, and that these collectibles will not be resold or traded. So it's a they have to keep mentioning like
They're
this is
not
not an
NFTs,
NFT.
basically. Yeah. And you can't trade them or whatever because, just like you mentioned, there are going to be some rare collectibles. There are going to be some collectibles that will be locked to certain regions. So if you get them, you get them. You can't pass them around unless you sell your account. But that's basically it. Yeah.
Well, people can do that actually. That's true.
Yeah. But not everybody will.
Yeah. So also they said there's going to be a level system. So there's going to be 4 level milestones that you can reach based on the number of non-common trophies that you've earned, as well as full game purchases from the PlayStation Store. And the higher status level, like the higher it is, the more perks and benefits you get. So the thing that the internet went crazy for is the level 4 perk, which is you will get a chat priority routing, or pretty much what do you customer service, what do you call it,
Priority customer service. Yeah.
priority customer service. And this sent the internet wild for some reason, because I don't know, people like their their customer
I think
service. I don't know.
I think they're overreacting.
Yeah,
Because to
as
get to
usual.
level 4, you need to buy 4 games, full price games from the PlayStation Store, and you need to earn 128 rare trophies. So we're
Yeah,
talking about people that spent a lot of time and I want to say more money, not a lot more money, but just like more money than level ones and level twos, right? So these are the hardcore PlayStation fans to collect 100. I don't know like how easy or how hard it is to collect 128 of their trophies. I'm assuming it's not an easy feat, right?
we'll have
Like,
to see.
I mean,
We're
I mean,
well, yeah. I only
typically with
have.
PlayStation 5 trophy
Yeah,
system, you should be more
it is
well, yeah.
obviously hard, but any trophy system, like it's not just
Well, yeah,
PlayStation. Like
exactly.
they're all the same.
So I don't see the big deal with rewarding those players, right? With a priority chat thing where they get like either they skip the queue completely or they only get 1 minute wait time max before somebody talks to them or something. I don't know how it
Yeah,
happens, but giving
exactly.
them priority support, I think people need to chill. I understand if there's no support whatsoever for the other tiers, and only the top level players get that kind of support or get
Right.
any sort of support. I would understand like that. That would be a dick move. But the way I understand it is that everybody's getting customer support, but the ones that spend more time and more money on your platform, the ones that decided to buy the games digitally and not physically, so like only those people get to get the priority support, which is
Right.
also something they find on almost any website or service provider, any vendor,
Exactly.
if you deal with businesses and whatnot, they always do that. Like if you pay the premium thing, if you pay, for example, yearly instead of monthly, or if you pay for VIP instead of like the regular rate, you're promised priority support because that's what you as the customer would expect. I spent more
Right.
money, I spent more time, I spent more whatever, I want more in return.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people like got so upset about it. I think it's ridiculous to be upset over that.
It is. It is. And I just don't understand it as well. Like, if you did get to that level, then good for you. And another thing to note, which is not something new, is that the levels reached remain until the end of the year plus 13 more months. So what if you reach level 4? So after that time, you still have to reach. I guess you spend 4 more games or the trophies again, and then unlock it again. I don't know how that's gonna
No, no,
work.
no. So if you reach level 4 in October 1st, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna stay at level 4
for a set
till the
time.
end of the year, plus an
Yeah.
extra 13 months. So like February or January, Feb or Jan 2024 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you still have to do that all over again, which is again not an easy thing, or like pay that much
No,
all
I
over
think
again.
once you've reached, you're there. Like I don't
You'll get
think you.
you get done I think it expires unless you keep
Well, no,
buying
no.
games.
I mean, you're there for like a year and a half, or like a
Yeah,
year or whatever. So you're there for at least 13 months, which I think is also fair, right? In 13 months, If you did it like at the end of the year, right, and
Yeah.
then you get 13 months after that, I think that's fine. That's a good time period to reward somebody with the priority support. And there's also a bunch of other things, but the
Yeah,
idea
that's the
that
main
they're
thing. Yeah.
getting priority customer support for an extra year at least, I think it's well earned.
Right. Now, there's other systems like this point system reminds me, or level system reminds me of the Google Play Store as well. Instead of level 1 to 4, they have just bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And they also have like a priority thing if you reach platinum. And I think you said it was you
They
calculated
also
to
have
around.
diamond. I read on their FAQ. There's also a diamond level,
Oh,
but I
there
don't.
is.
But that wasn't mentioned, or that wasn't shown in their table that shows
Yeah, I
how.
don't have
Yeah,
that.
so I don't know what diamond is specifically, but it's the exact same thing. Where at the top levels you get priority support and you get other things as well, but the priority support is there as well. And you had a point about why people didn't bat an eyelash at Google when this happened. And
Exactly.
I'm just saying they shouldn't bat an eyelash at anybody, really. If like
Yeah.
this shouldn't be a thing. This shouldn't be a eyelash batting worthy thing.
But people will hate or like be loud and vocal for these things, but it's something that's already happened before. We've seen it
Yeah.
before. It's not something new. They like Sony didn't reinvent anything. They
No,
just
no,
took the same
exactly.
system and they're like, okay, this works. It seems to work for these guys. We're gonna do it as well. That's it.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah, yeah.
And a fun fact: Shuhei Yoshida is at level 2 now. Like even like a top ex CEO, he's at level 2, and he showed
He's
up to
got to
everyone.
put
He's
in the
like,
hours. He's got to put in the work.
yeah, even those guys have to do it. So you
Yeah.
can check his Twitter collection. He just showed off like this, what do you call it, Astro's Playroom, like 3D model. Like they were like all together. That was cool. And that's really it. Like I'm looking forward to trying it out myself. We'll definitely talk about it more. Once I get myself into the program, like next week, I think, or in 2 weeks' time. Let's say, yeah, 2 weeks' time. By the time I try it and we talk about it. But other than that, it's just an extra free perk. Like it's an added bonus as well. We did say this before, like the last time, that this is like
Yeah.
an add-on thing. It's not gonna, and it's a free program to join, so it shouldn't hurt.
It's exactly. So just to sum it up, it's a free program to join. Every time you purchase stuff from the PlayStation Store, then every time you earn trophies, and there are like also some special or like some tasks and activities, like play a game once a month or something like that. Whenever like all these campaigns, they call them campaigns. All these campaigns and activities, they will either give you digital collectibles, trophies, or whatever, or they'll give you points. The points you can use on a bunch of things, which we just found out now, and hopefully, or that's thankfully that's a thing. You can get games at a discount. I'm sure you can also, or I hope that you could also like put them towards a subscription service. So if you've earned enough points, well, I mean, you could refund your PSN wallet, so you can use that for whatever you want. We just need to know what the conversion rate is, like how many points equal $1. With Google, each point you get at the bronze level, or each dollar you spent at the bronze level gives you 1 point. Then at the gold level, it's 1.1. Then at the third level, whatever it's called, it's 1.2. And then 1.4 that platinum, and I'm assuming diamond is either the same or higher, conversion rate. Yeah. So we don't know what that's like for PlayStation Stars.
Yeah.
But we'll find out very soon, at the very least this month or like this week once it launches in the US.
The only thing I like, a final thought, like to leave everyone who hasn't joined or like who will join, is like we're existing players. Like I'm an old school PlayStation owner or whatever. Like I have all these trophies and points. Will that automatically equate to me earning points when I sign in, or it starts from zero, everybody, and then you have to earn more? So
well,
that's what
I mean, I mentioned this in the last episode. I think they should reward people that platinum the game, at least, like not just any like trophies they got, but at the very least, if you platinum the game in the past and it's all tied to your account, so they have that information there, give them a few extra points to buy something pretty for themselves.
100%. I want to buy a pretty digital collectible for myself. That's what I want to do.
And with that, we'll end this episode. There's a bunch of other things that happened, but we just want to cover these two September 29 events.
big news. Yeah, big stuff.
Yeah.
Big stuff. It was fun.
Yeah. So thanks for watching the episode. Do drop us a like or comment and subscribe for more content like this, or go to badgood.gg to find our audio podcast. We are also on Twitter and Instagram at badgoodpod. So give us a follow there, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Take care, guys.